Bible to the Malachi chapter 3 verse 10, the Bible says, bring ye all tithe into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house, and prove me now wherewith, says the Lord of hosts, if I will not open the windows of heaven and pour out you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. This is the call of God, that we may be faithful and honest. And remember, there are only two places where we can bring the tithe of the Lord. He said that in the storehouse, or we can actually give it to the devil. And the Inspiration, volume 6 testimony says, there are only two places in the world where we can deposit our treasure, in God's storehouse or in Satan's. And all that is to devote to Christ's service is counted on Satan. And all that is not devoted to Christ's service is counted to Satan's side and goes to strengthen his cause. So my brothers and sisters, two places where our monies can go. He said that it can go to God or it can go to the evil one. Whenever the money is going to God, it's actually going to the storehouse. Now it says, Ellen White clarifies this for us as he was talking to Elder Watson regarding tithe. She said, I send this matter to you so that you shall not make a mistake. For years they have now and then been persons who have lost confidence in the appropriation of the tithe, who have placed the tithe in my hands. Could this be what is happening in the Michigan conference now, especially in the village church? They've lost confidence in the leadership of Jim Mitchell. They've lost confidence in the way how the conference resolved the problem, attempted to resolve the problem of Conrad Vine. Remember, my brothers and sisters, the issues of the Conrad Vine. The Michigan conference decided to take this issue to the GC. The GC said, we cannot deal with that, take it to the union. They took it to the Lake District Union. The Lake District Union, they decided not to deal with it. They returned it back to the conference. And in the conference of Jim Mitchell, they've decided to continue with the ban. So basically, people are not happy with the way how this thing is handled. I want to believe that the conference realized where the union realized where the problem is. They decided not to get involved. And the GC realized where the problem is. They decided not to get involved. These issues seem to be more personal rather than policy. It's more personal rather than biblical. Therefore, they've decided to chicken out. And what are we realizing? People have decided something else because of that decision. It says, and said, if I did not take it, they would themselves appropriate it to the family of the most in need minister they could find. I have taken the money, given them a receipt for it, and told them how it shall appropriate. That's what Ellen White did, dealing with the issues that were happening at the time. In other words, that's a very plain and clear indication that the storehouse does not mean taking money to the church. No, it simply means returning the money where the gospel is being preached. Remember, the storehouse is a place where God's people are being fed. So if they are being fed in the conference, they take the money to the conference. If they are being fed in many different ministries, they do likewise, my brothers and sisters. It says, I have myself appropriated my tithe to the most needy case brought to my notice. I have been instructed to do this, and as the money is not withheld from the Lord's treasury, it is not a matter that should be commented upon. Yes, that's actually spreading Megan Unpublished Testimonies 2:1-5. So basically, this is an independent issue. It's not an issue for discussion. As long as the money has been directed to where it's supposed to go, it should end there, my brothers and sisters. Manuscript 1. It's actually page 118, paragraph 2. The tithe is to be used for one purpose: to sustain the ministers whom the Lord has appointed to do his work. It is to be used to support those who speak the words of life to the people and carry the burden of the flock of God. So basically, there are many who carry the burden of the flock of God. It may be in the conference, it may be regular line or irregular line. As long as we have done what God says we should do, then there is no problem at all. So now, tell me what you think regarding this, my brothers and sisters. It will be interesting to know your thoughts regarding what is happening in Michigan. Let's pray.